Hey there, this is Scott. We are back on the homestead. So we've got 5 buildings on the property right now, and one's the main house. It's been kept fairly up to date, so everything in there is in pretty good condition. The one that we've got that's the second to worst condition because our barn over there is pretty much fallen apart. We have this old house, which was the original house on the property. Was built well. It was built back in the 50s. So of the buildings that are here, this is one of the older ones that are on the property. So when we first got down here, one of the things that we did was we spent a weekend cleaning out the house. So I'll probably put a picture up if I can find one of the dumpster. I believe it was a 20-yard dumpster we filled full of stuff that mainly came out of this house. So I think it was used for storage. So it was a lot of really old clothes and books and things like that. Things that were most of them were dirty and damaged to the point that we could have laundered all of it and tried to sell all of it. But I don't think we would have got the money back from all the work we would have put into to then take it and put it in a thrift store or open up a booth at a spot and try to sell all of it off. So we ended up just getting rid of it. So we're going to do a little tour of this house here. I'll kind of walk you around and show you what's inside here. I've been working on it this weekend, been clearing it out a little bit more because there was some stuff left. So let me flip you around and we'll go around for a walkthrough on the inside. All right, so we're gonna take a look at this, and what we've got here is there's a nice covered porch on here. So I should heads up say one of the things we're debating is whether we try to restore this or whether we tear it down and bring something else in. I'm a little bit more in the camp of restoring it at this point in time because of the historical value of it being built in the 50s, and it's not in horrible shape. Like we could actually use it for some stuff right now. It's just not what I would consider great shape. I've actually done some Christmas and October work, and I've worked on houses that were in worse shape than this. So, looking at the house, the porch is in fairly good condition. You can see some holes at the bottom of the porch that are like down to the right here, like down in here. There's actually where this board and this table are over here. That's covering up a hole because we've got a gopher or a woodchuck who has decided to make residence underneath the house. So what I'm hopeful for is the fact that us being around it is scaring him off and he's moving away. That's probably not the case. That's wishful thinking, but we'll go with that for now. So take a walk inside. So when you walk inside here, you've got a main room. So I'm looking right inside the front door right now. And there is a main room. There's also a wasp nest right by my head, which is another thing to correct. But this looks like it was the main room. Now, I don't see any things in the wall for fixtures or anything like that. There are a couple of spots that look like there might have been counter in here, but I don't see any of that. You've got wood floor. A lot of the windows and trim are in pretty bad shape, and the drywall is either non-existent or is breaking off in places. Most of the wood that's underneath that seems to be in pretty good shape, so that's not bad. The ceiling in this room itself, the one that's here, is in pretty good shape. I think that is the only ceiling that's in pretty good shape, but it looks pretty good. So over here to the left, it looks like this was a bedroom at one point in time, because in the back right corner, there's carpet in that room, and in the back right corner there's cutouts like there were walls for a closet. So I believe that was a bedroom at one point, but they ripped all of that out to make it into one larger room. If anybody wants a weight set, there's a really old weight set that you can email me, get a hold of our contact information, go to our website, which is adventure.crazyjackalope.com or adventurer, I think. So you go out to the website and get a hold of the contact stuff on there and get a hold of me if you want a weight set. So yeah, I am not paying for shipping. FYI, you would have to pay for shipping. All right, so looks like there's a bedroom over here. Windows are in okay shape over here. They don't look too broken, and there's storms on the outside that are all right. I am a bit afraid of it looks like there was a wall here that they ripped out. Now the support that's in there, I'm not feeling too great about. So we'll have to figure out what to do with that. One of the things Kate and I had talked about is if we decide to rehab this, to try to put a few beams, put a few posts in here and a heavy beam across the top, and try to make this all an open area in here and have that be kind of like the living room with a kitchen over on the side, just kind of an open dining space all in one area. And really, we probably make it into like a 3-room building where you've got dining stuff here, back on one side is going to be a bathroom, and then back on the other side would be a small bedroom. So it's kind of what we're thinking possibly. We'll have to see whether that all depends on whether we keep it or not. So this next half of the room here is in a bit worse shape. So we've lost all of our drywall. We've got outlets hanging in weird positions. We've got a couple of our 2x4s in the wall have rotted away, so need replacing. The floor, they've taken and covered up some of the wood with plywood, and there's a level differential here, which I'm not sure why that is. We'll have to explore that. I think the boards that were in the floor have been removed, and there's just plywood over here. So things to uncover and take a look at. Of course, no door trim in here. All right, this is our one that would be a bedroom. So it was a bedroom. So you got a closet right there. You have the window and then the extra outdoor opening there. That used to be a chimney, I'm pretty sure, and it got torn out, or maybe it burnt out. It looks like it gotten tore out, and then everything's just kind of rotted around it since then. So need to shore that up. I've got some wood that I'm going to try to use as siding, and I'll do a little bit of that. And if you can see outside there, and we'll look at this from the outside later, but Kate got me a little piece of tin that we'll use to patch up the roof that's out there, because there's an opening for the chimney. And even if I patch up the wall that's here, the problem that I'm going to run into is that it would just drip all down in through that chimney hole and get the back of it and rot all of this out. So the quick fix for right now is just going to be patch up the siding and put a piece of tin over the top. Try to keep it dry for now. Actually, we don't see a whole lot of stuff coming in here. That's one of the things that is amazing about this house, is that when it rains, it stays dry. So I grew up in asphalt shingle world, and thus far, metal roofs just seem to make a whole lot more sense. As long as I'm seeing them last out here, and they've got like shingle on the sides of the building. We've seen some other shingle buildings, and they're just not in as great shape after far fewer years. So this building's close to 70 years old now, I think, and the metal roof, I'm guessing, is the original metal roof, and it just keeps on going. So I'm sold on the metal roofs. So we've got another room in the back here. This was probably yet another bedroom. It's got a little sliding door in there, and then the back door out of the house. So it might have been, maybe this was a storeroom. Not exactly sure, but I think it was used as a bedroom at one point in time. Siding's in pretty good condition here. We do have what looks like there was some roof leakage possibly there. The house is also shifting, because back in that other room there, if you were the careful viewer down in that hole, you would have seen that some of the beams that run across the bottom floor have rotted out. And I'm not sure what you call that, the sill plate has rotted out too. It needs to be replaced. So there is definitely a shift in height right there in the house. So I'm not sure if the hole that's in here, it looks like it was water caused. It's from water damage, but like I said, we didn't see any water inside here, as we just had a massive rain the other day. So the other back room at the house has been a little bit of a conundrum for me. I've been trying to figure this one out. So this room that's back here, all the drywall's gone. We've got some insulation that looks like it's in pretty poor condition. You've got, looks like there's tar paper on the outside. So there's some good, it looks like an extra barrier on the outside. Probably replace that when we redo the siding, but it's got something. Windows seem to be all right. The things that I don't understand about this room is there is a washer and dryer hookup there. That's what that looks like, and I think that looks like that to other people that know more about all that stuff than me, because we got our big outlet there, and we've got our what would be the drain out of the house. Now what I don't see is a hole down there for the water to actually go out, and it's right here. There's a pipe there to do that. It looks like, I was going to say maybe it went sideways, but I don't see that it went sideways. It looks like they just stuck it in the top of the pipe right here, and then we're good to go. Other than that, I do not see water or water exit from this house, which would mean no sink or no toilet in this house that exited out through the floor, which seems kind of weird. What there is, I do see, and it's tough to see because it's dark back here, but in this corner here, there are 2 handle pieces right there and a pipe that runs up to it, and you got an exit down there. So that looks like it's set up for a shower tub combo to be right in this corner. But again, I don't see any sort of hole in the floor or exit for the water. So I'm not exactly sure if they pumped it in. It's possible they had something above the floor that I'm not seeing and it went out that way. Maybe it went down through one of the sides here and I can't see it. I don't know. But yeah, water was coming in, but it wasn't going out, and they didn't have a toilet. So interesting. The fuse box, you could say, is just a slight bit of a mess. So yeah, that puppy's going to need to get replaced too. It's I believe if we rip out all the drywalls and stuff, we would be redoing the wiring that's in here. And it's not that complex and not that big. So I think we should be able to pull that off. What I'm hoping is, you know, and this is my uneducated mind, reside the outside, do some interior work here, replacing the floor and stuff, redo the walls. Tough part will be, I believe, replacing that beams or any beams that we have underneath and making sure the foundation is kind of level. That's a little bit scary. I'm hoping we can do that. I'm guessing for under $30,000, maybe under $20,000, we can achieve all of that. And it would be a good addition to the property, like a place where potentially the kids could sleep. Now, if we take all of this out, so we take this out, I think what would probably happen, as we talked about opening up all this area, this room right here on the right back here would probably become our bedroom, I think. We'll have to think about that. And then the room on the left over here that's got the door could become like a little hallway and have a bathroom back here. Maybe. I don't know, we have to figure that one out. It could be a hallway that goes out and have a closet there. It's kind of like a mud washroom, bathroom combo. Or it could be the bedroom that just has a door on the back of it, and then we have the bathroom off to the other side. I don't know. So many choices to make. I'm gonna have to get a program out and sketch all of this up, like take good measurements and sketch this all up. Because off the top of my head, I have measured it once, the exterior dimensions, but I cannot remember what it is right now. So let's take a little walk outside and walk around the outside, and I'll show you what we're looking at. So outside the house, so we've got the front again, right? And you can see there's some airflow space up the attic there. We've got a vent up there, so that's good, keeping it aired out. Over on the side here, we also have the little 2B chicken house. Chicken coop is right there. But all of this seems to be in fairly good condition. We've got some siding that's ripping up a little bit. I think if we redo it, we're gonna have to redo all the siding because we're gonna really have to hit that other side pretty hard. Roof needs cleaning, but it seems to be holding the water out, so I can't complain too much about that. Some of the trim definitely needs work. Windows could probably stand to be replaced, likely need to be replaced. I don't know what the hell this thing is. I'm not sure if that was a cistern, but we've got this big concrete thing over on the side here, and we had trees growing out of it when I moved in here and cut as much of that out of there as possible, but I'm not sure what the hell that is. So if you know what the hell that is, let me know, because I don't know. So more education would be good. At the back of the house, we got another vent up there for the attic so the air can blow right on through there. Nice. It's raised up a little bit more on this side because the land slopes down, and you've got a little covered porch out back here, and that actually seems to be holding up pretty well. Like it seems kind of scary, but it's pretty solid. And then it's got that concrete step there, and that seems to be holding up well too. Like it's worn away, so it's just all the aggregate up on top. But that just helps for better traction, right? That's the idea behind that. So, and this would lead into the back of the house, so that works pretty good. Actually, going through this stuff, that door has a lock, and Kate found the key for it. So we have a key for the lock. That's kind of a cool thing, highly unanticipated. And I'm going to guess that whoever has the other key has no idea or has no want to actually do something here. There is a little door down there to the underneath access, which is blocked off by a tree, so you can tell I have not been underneath. I'm not excited about going underneath there, but it's going to need to get done at some point in time. Now we walk over to the fun side of the house. So this is where the project's going to be at, and you see Kate's got my project panel laying here in the yard, but that's actually going to cut part of that off. I thought about just using that to cover up the hole, but I don't think it's going to actually fit width-wise. My problem is that the siding that's there, when you look at it, is all rotted out on the other side. So I do have some board. I ended up buying half-inch 2x4 particle board. The particle board? No, MDF. 2x4 MDF. And then I ripped it down to 1x4. So I have a bunch of 1x4 panels, and my plan is to, just like the lap siding there, 1x4 panel it up at 4 feet panels. That should give me enough room on both sides to get into something solid. I think if I go right in by the window over there, and if I get 4 feet out to the other side, I should be back into, ideally I can find a post that's over there, like some interior wood to stud to hook into. Maybe not, we'll see. The little thin stuff that they put on there obviously didn't last very long, and it's kind of fallen off. So the trick will be cutting the panel to fit up top, and then putting some paint on there to prime those panels before I put them up, because I don't want them to immediately rot from water. It's not a long-term solution, it's a short-term solution, but hopefully it'll do it. And I guess one of the things you can see is if you look closely up at the top here, there's a differential. It's wiggled off to the side a little bit, so you can tell we've got some not sitting quite correctly right there, and it needs to be raised up. And if I take a look at the slope of the house, it looks like, I'm not sure if that comes through on the camera, but as you come from the front to here, it seems to go down a little bit, and I can really tell when I try to lay something straight across there. That panel's probably 4 inches in difference from the bottom of the lap siding on one side to the bottom of the lap siding on the other. But hopefully put some boards up there. It'll be a quick fix. It'll work for now. And, cut all that access off. Get something up top to make sure the rain doesn't just flow down on top of that and rot it all out real fast. And hopefully we'll have it closed out pretty soon. So, yeah, that's the plan. We will see how it goes. So that is our little farmhouse that came with the property. So that's a tour of one of the buildings that we've got, and guess we're back around to the beginning. So that's it for now, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.